Alright, so today be working on something a little different. Picked up this little push mower here. It's a Honda. Let's get in the shop and look at it. Okay, we got it in the shop. This is like one of my favorite push mowers. It's the HRX. This is the 217 Honda motor. Honda by Honda, that's what I call it. And yeah, I know people will agree this is probably one of their favorites too. These things just don't die. Be honest with you. So the guy said that his wife was mowing the lawn and he thinks that she hit something and now it won't turn over. Let's look at it a little bit closer. All right, let's see what's doing here. Oh, well, I'm not gonna pull it any harder. Let's take that off and see why it's not pulling. Interesting. He didn't tell me that the thing didn't turn over at all. Well, that's not the problem there. You know that. So we'll put that to the side. Let's get this cover off of here. It's got plenty of gas in it. I'll tell you that. Let's try to get this to kind of swing over without leaking everywhere. Alright. Sometimes this, let's see if you can get in there. Sometimes the coil will be too close sometimes, and it starts to walk. I doubt if that's the problem, because they said they hit something. Let's get this spark plug out of there so we can rotate that a little easier, eh? Before I do that, I'm going to check for a sheared flywheel key. Let me get a light real quick. Okay, that doesn't seem to be the problem. Let's put our nut back on, tighten it down, button it back up, and see if we can't pull that cord. If we still have problems pulling the cord, we'll turn it over and we'll check that shaft and see if the shaft is bent. Alright, got her all buttoned up. Oh, she's still really hard to pull. Yep. Okay, let's dig a little further. Alright, let's get the blade off here. Try to keep the blades together, kind of like how they came off. There you go. Have to get the big dog on this one. What we're doing here, we're basically checking for a bent shaft, like I said. Sometimes this can be a bear getting off. Sometimes. Yeah, let me work on that a little bit. Alright, we're gonna have to Do a little fancy. Put a little tip on there. Make it longer. Come on now. We gotta force that off of there because that kind of like tells you that it is bent somewhat because it's not coming off easily. There we go. Just keep working at it like that. So, all right, that's more like it. Now let's loop this belt off of here so we don't have so much tension on there. You know. Come on now. Yep, I bet you that thing is pretty bent. Okay, that's the reason why it was hard to turn, because the shaft is bent. I bet it's hard to turn because this belt was very tight. Still is very tight on there. To try to loop it off of there best as we can here. Come on now. There we go. Alright, now let's spin. Let's take it, put it back. Let's put this back on that bail up there, you know, that brake. We're going to turn that and see what kind of, how far we're out. Okay, you guys are going to be my eyes right now. Let's see here. I'm going to run that back. I'll run that back and see. Crazy. There's no spark plug in there still. I'm gonna run that back and see if I can see a little bit of a wobble. Whoa. Yeah, did you see that? That is a wobble from, wow, from that thing getting hit. Yeah, that's, did you see how bad it was like that? Yeah, we're gonna have to get that shaft out of there and put in another one. So yeah, let's do that next. Oh boy.
Playing around with all this stuff.
All right, so we're going to be picking this one up. We're going to be using the shaft for that other one. But look at all this cool stuff he's got over here. I like this. It's a wheel horse C175. It's got a repower Predator 420. Very cool, huh? All right. Okay, now we really got a dilemma. Do we take the shaft out of that one use the one here, or do we just use that motor because they're exactly the same? Now, the person I got this off of said that this motor runs really well every time, doesn't have to deal with it. This one, on the other hand, gentleman said that it runs rough. I think what we're going to do, we're going to take that motor and put it on the other one. Or do we make two mowers out of both of these, buy that shaft, and let me think about this. Well, first of all, let's see if this thing has any life left in it. Let's shut that off there. Let's take this urine sample, if you will. Oh, there we go. I just want to see if there's any water in this fuel. It's acting like it's starving for fuel just now when I tried to start it. Yeah, it looks like old fuel. Smells nasty. Smells pretty nasty. Yeah. That should be alright right there. Pinch it off here. Put it back on. There we go. Alright, let's look at it. Let me check this out here. Let's check the oil. Oh, it rained all night long. Now the mosquitoes are out this morning. Don't like mosquitoes. Well, that's black as space right there. Let's see. Yeah, it's full, but it's black. No maintenance. All right, let me give it a little bit of a squirt, and we'll see if this thing is going to be a good candidate for us or not. Alrighty. Sounds like she's starving for fuel. Well, let's look at this one now. When you go to put this back on, don't tighten it too tight or it'll bring those studs right out of there. Just like we did that last one. Alright. So, let's see here. We are going to go after the carburetor. I get to use my brand new ultrasonic cleaner that I got the other day. My ultrasonic cleaner finally bit the dust on us last week. Got to get a new one. That's a shame. That happened. Alright, let's get this guy off here. Come on. Alright. Now, we got ourselves a typical Honda carburetor here. Let's see here. Usually what I do is I kind of bring that out a little bit so we can twist this and that. Okay. Twist this guy. Take this little guy off here. Hopefully you can see that. All right, we got her over here on the bench now. So what we are going to, well, that's a problem right there too. Look at that. Okay. These things start telling a story real quick. Let's see what kind of goodies we got in here, eh? Oh. Alrighty. Take this off. Look at that needle and see. It looks like a newer needle in there. Alrighty. Yep. Let's get at that there. Check out the tube. Sometimes they stick. Sometimes they stick in there. Sometimes they stick in there. Goodness gracious. Sometimes you can stick a pick inside there. There it goes. Woo. Yeah, she's slapped full of something. Alrighty. Let's get that tube out of there. I like my new one. Pretty cool, right? All right. Dinner is done. All right, so this is very hard to turn, of course, because it's, can you see that bent shaft? It's very bent. It goes that way. You see it? Okay, so now I'm going to crack this open and see exactly what happened. Okay, now that we got all those, we're going to go ahead and just gently pry on these pry points. Just a little bit here and there. See how it gets a little bit of a gap there? Just a little bit. Don't go ham on it. Don't go ham on it. So you get the drift. We're just going to go around, and these little pry points, don't try to dig your screwdriver in there. These got pry points right here. Okay, see, just by going around on those pry points, you can basically just kind of get these to pry up. It's this right here that gives you the problems. All right. As you can see, the gap is getting bigger. Oh, don't fall back down in there. There we go. Come on. Now, I'm trying to get, see this right here, it has to get around here. This has to be separate with everything. Your timing chain and everything is still kind of attached there. So what you're trying to do, you're just trying to get the casing taken. Well, sometimes it doesn't do that, but there we are there. Okay, now let's flip it over. There you go, like that. We just gotta flip it over. Try not to get any of that anywhere. Go ahead and get the rest of your oil out. Well, what do you say we continue taking that crank off? Look at that. When it, do you see that crack? It starts right here. It goes all the way over. See that big crack right there? Yeah, so when it kicked, it cracked that housing. All right, so we got it all back together. Let's see if she'll fire up for us. It's early in the morning, so I'm gonna just run it for a second here. All right. Well, pretty cool. Well, you know, we saved another one from the scrap. With that being said, remember, it's just nuts and bolts, and God bless. Not too bad.